Mr. Adedoyin Ezekiel is a maestro of melodies. That's how it is described. And I think I agree with that because I have a little knowledge of the gentleman. Maestro of melody. Ezekiel Adedoyin is a name synonymous with passion, prowess, and musical finesse. Mr. Adedoyin Ezekiel stands as a music multifaceted virtuoso in the realm of music performance and scholarship. He has a career spanning close to a decade and a half. Ezekiel has left an indelible mark as a performer, singer, pianist, conductor, voice coach, and music educator. Interesting gentleman. From the hallowed hall of the Edge College in Lekki to the prestigious Muslim School of Music in Lagos and the esteemed Mountain of Fire Conservatory School of Music, Ezekiel has graced numerous institutions with his music acumen and dedication to nurturing the next generation of musical talents. Interesting homework you have there. Ezekiel's musical journey is adorned with accolades, including a licentiate in singing from the Royal School of Music, that's ABRSM, of course. So this gives credence to his committed to excellence. You're welcome, Mr. Ezekiel.
Thank you.
So you want to give us, that's your bio. I want to believe you, we have not even touched the surface. So you want to give us a little introduction of yourself and of course, go on to the point. What is PP?
Good afternoon, viewers. About Ezekiel Adedoyin. Just like every music practitioner, I'm a professional singer, I'm a professional pianist, and I've been doing this for quite some time now. By the grace of God, I've played and directed music in different schools, in churches, like the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and now in Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministry. And also, I've also worked with a lot of schools. I've worked in Edgewood School. I've worked in Unsung School of Music, teaching voice and teaching piano. So I've prepared a lot of students for musical exams, both and for Maison exam and also for London exam, which is the ABRSM. And I've also prepared students for Trinity exam. Yeah, quite some number of students that I've prepared for all these musical exams, and that's what I do. So practically, I do music full time, and that's what I do, and that's what I enjoy doing, and that's my passion. So that's what I can say about myself for now.
Thank you very much, sir. It's quite intimidating, if I must say. But I appreciate that. So it's a good thing you're here because it's a scholarly environment. So if you're teaching, you're building students, then this is the right place to be. So, sir, in all of this homework musically that you'll be doing, what is PP? Where does PP appear in the picture? You could start with the full meaning of PP because, of course, some of us may not even know. So what is PP?
Okay, PP. It's the private practice. Private practice. And this term is commonly used in other professions also, like we have it used in the legal environment. We also have it used in the medical environment, just as we have it in the music aspect. So when you talk about private practice, you're just talking of a practice in which you and your students, not like that in a formal education, in a structured or in an institution like this. It could be like having one-on-one interaction with students. It could be via internet. It could be via, it could be a physical one. It could be you having a studio. It could be you coming up with anything. And thank God for this digital age that we are now. So it's very, very, very possible now, and it's very easy now. And in fact, it's becoming more of something that is very, very, that we are very conversant with. So it's more or less of you as a teacher teaching, having a private teaching, having a private musical impartation on students, but not as structured as in what we have in a school environment.
Thank you.
So that's what we call PP.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you said it's not in the formal setting.
Yeah.
But can we trace it to where that started? The formal system must have been the standard, but where the PP, like working on the side, where they started from? Do you have a little gist on the history? Where did that start from? Since you said it's also the same thing with other professions, the law, the other private practitioners. So where did that start from? When did that start?
Okay, very, very good question. Of course, we need to, we can actually have an origin or the starting point of anything. I have something I've written here. I said the origin of private practice and music can be traced back to the development of instrumental and vocal training in Western classical music. Historically, musicians will often practice on their own to improve their ability before performing publicly. Private practice allows musicians to focus on their individual weakness, to work on specific passages, and experiment with different interpretation without the pressure of an audience. So we have this, like streamlining it to Nigeria. We've got quite a number of talented and great musicians who have over the years got all the experiences, and they are sought after. Or like the likes of the Fela Showande, like the likes of the Professor Lars Ekweme. These are people that over the years have gained ground in the musical line, and they're becoming we look after them. They are sought after, and they give these practices. Even some as we have researched, they even take some of these students in their houses, just like we have Professor Lars Ekweme. Like I remember him having, before he now becoming a royal person now, after he's even during his practice in Unilag as a teacher and as a lecturer in his Morehouse, he called it Morehouse House of Music, that it takes students privately in his own establishment. So we have the likes of Lars Ekweme, we have the great Fela Showande also, who had also in his own little apartment that he gives musical lessons and musical instructions to a lot of people, a lot of students who would like to be like him. So that is what I can say about our own in Nigeria. We have the likes of like even Mr. Ebenezer Omole, who happens to be a foremost instructor of music in Nigeria. We have the likes, quite a number of our lecturers that have taught in university, as one time or the other, have engaged in this practice. And up to now, they still engage in, apart from their own structured, apart from their teaching in the structured environment like a university like this, they also have some, they are also engaged in a way to impact knowledge. I mean, to impact this musical knowledge on different students that are not in their own structured institution like the university or even in some secondary school.
Thank you very much. That's quite nice. So we have traced it to people doing work on the site, and it has started with the foremost practitioners in the system. Thank you very much. But how has it contributed to the sustainability of classical arts, music education, professional music making in Nigeria? How was it helped to sustain the system? Music performance, music education in Nigeria?
Okay, this private practice in music education in Nigeria has actually played a very significant role in the sustainability of classical, the art, music education, and professional music making in the country. Here are some of the ways that it has helped. Number one, it has increased access to music education. It has increased access to music education. Private music teachers and music schools have helped increase this access to music education in Nigeria. They provide opportunities for individuals of all ages and backgrounds to learn and receiving training in classical and art music. Number two that I have here is that it has actually also, it has given the quality training and instruction. It has given quality training and instruction. Private music educators often provide specialized and individualized instruction to students, helping them to develop their musical skills and talent. This high quality training contributes to the development of proficient musicians and supports the sustainability of classical and art music education in Nigeria. Another point that I have here is that it has actually also led to the preservation of musical heritage. Private music teachers often focus on traditional music forms, including classical and art music, helping to preserve the Nigerian musical heritage. By teaching classical music, private educators ensure that these art forms continue to be passed down to these future generations. The fourth one I have here is the professional development. Private practice in music education provides opportunities for aspiring musicians to receive professional training and guidance. These help in nurturing a new generation of professional musicians and contributes to the sustainability of music making in Nigeria. Another very good point is that it has actually led to the promotion of musical appreciation. Private music teachers play a very crucial role in promoting music appreciation among the Nigerian population. By exposing students to classical and art music, they help cultivate a love to these genres and contributes to the sustainability of music education and professional making in Nigeria. And the last one that I have here is, it has also led to the support for emerging talent. Private music educators often identify and support emerging talent in the field of classical music. By nurturing these talents, they contribute to the growth and the sustainability of classical and art music education and professional music making in Nigeria. So as you can see with all these points, we've been able to identify a lot of talent through this engagement of this art, engagement of this very PP. So we have got quite number of talented individuals and students. So through this art, we've been able to engage them, we've been able to increase them in the market, and we've also been able to increase the music education itself. So these are some of the points.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Quite profound and deep, actually. You said it has helped in sustaining the heritage, the musical heritage. It's also an informal setting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the practitioners themselves? What are the economic potentials of that practice for them? You know, you could turn out talent, you could maintain the system. But what about the practitioners? Is it sustainable for them? The economic potential of PP. Let's say, for instance, I don't have a formal job.
I don't have a what?
A formal job.
Okay.
I'm engaged in a formal school, formal system. I started PP, which is a veritable opportunity for me to work economically. Can I say what?
Oh, very good question. Now, don't forget that private practice is for professionals. And for you to engage a professional in any art, maybe in medical line or in legal arts or in music as we are, for you to engage a professional in anything, of course, there must be a form of something must have exchanged hands. Just like me, for example, I've got quite a number of students abroad that I take them online. You understand? So I want to believe that it's for me, it's increasing my financial capacity and capability, and haven't gained the experience over the years. You understand? Haven't gained experience over the years. So once you're good, once you're professional, once you're proficient in what you're doing, you'll be sought after. So seeking after this professional in a private practice is actually that's actually all what we are discussing. So you will always, so just as I said, it's my actually not being in a formal setup, maybe like in a university like that, but definitely it's very sustainable because you are sought after either physically or digitally. So you could have resources online, and for anyone to access such resources, it has to be paid for. So in so doing, it's increasing the financial capability of professionals who are engaged in this art.
Nice. You said you have students abroad.
Yeah, of course, different.
Well, I like they call it PP. With your exposure and experience, is it just a Nigerian thing, or it does it how it is across the globe?
Okay, I've just told you that private practice cuts across every profession. So we have it in, this one is not bound by boundary. It's not bound by locality. We are talking of something that is practiced everywhere in the world. Once you are a professional, in fact, some professionals, they even do it more when they retire.
Interesting.
Yes, when they retire from their institutionalized environment. So they set up this practice. So they set it up. They have like studio where they give instructions, where they give education to a lot of students, either physically or digitally. So just like what I just told you now, because I've got students that cut across everywhere in the world. So it doesn't have to be bound to the fact that because you're in Nigeria. No. Just as I've said, once you are a professional, once you are very proficient, once you are good at what you're doing, you will always be sought after. And being sought after privately is actually what we are discussing here. It's actually the PP, which is the private practice.
Yeah, I see that. Nice. So I'm good. And so I teach, I have students across the globe, but I don't have a boss. I don't have a system, a structured system that monitors my productivity. How does PP give room for self-improvement? Because I'm also teaching, and I only teach what I know. I bring students to the level to which I am capable of. But you know, in a formal system, there's a demand for your improvement, for your growth. How does PP, where there are no such structure, how does PP help you to improve or increase your own capacity as well?
Okay, that's a very good question. You know, just as I told you that PP is actually for professionals, and in as much as you are a professional, you have to always continue your own personal development. For example, you have you want to prepare students for, take for example, grade 5 exam, piano exam. It is believed that you as a professional, you that you are proficient enough, you should have got some grades, you should have got listening or certificate. I'm sure you understand what I mean. Yeah. You should have got listening of certificate. You should have got to a certain stage.
That what makes you eligible to teach.
That makes you eligible to teach in the first place. So as you continue to impact knowledge, As you continue, as demand grows, you also as an individual, you have to also know that, oh, I've got to also improve on myself. So it's a natural thing. And with the client, with the number of people that will engage your service, looking at them, looking at what they've got, that will also necessitate that, of course, I've just got to improve on myself.
Thank you very much. Yes. Can you give I'm just thinking loud now.
Okay.
PP has evolved over time.
PP
has evolved
yes.
over time. You want to look at the future of PP in Nigeria?
Oh. I've got something that I've put down here for the future of the PP in Nigeria and also beyond. Number one, the future of private music education practice is likely to continue to evolve in response to various factors, including the technological advancements, changing educational trends, and shift in consumers' behavior. Here are some of the potential trends and developments that could shape the future of private music education, which we've termed as the PP. Number one, the online music education, the online music lessons. With the increasing availability and acceptance of online learning platform, private music teachers may increasingly offer virtual lessons to students around the world, which is what I told you. This can lead to expanded reach and accessibility for both the teachers and the students. Number one, number two, the personalized learning. Technology can enable more personalized learning experiences, allowing music teachers to tailor their instruction to the unique needs and learning styles of individual students. Adaptive learning systems and data analyticals can help track student progress and adjust teaching strategies accordingly. Number three, integration of technology. Music education may increasingly incorporate technology, tools such as the apps, the softwares, the interactive platforms to enhance the learning experience. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and AI-powered tools could be used for interactive music learning experiences. The fourth one, the collaborative and interdisciplinary approaches. There may be a growing emphasis on interdisciplinary approaches to music education, combining music with other subjects such as the technology, the science, or entrepreneurship. Collaborative projects and cross-disciplinary learning experiences could become even more common as the future dictates. Focus on diversity and inclusion. Efforts to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in music education are likely to continue, with private music teachers incorporating diverse musical genres, the cultures, the perspective into their teaching practice. The next point is that the professional development and networking. Private music teachers may increasingly engage in ongoing professional development opportunities, workshops, and networking events to start current with best practices, the pedagogical trends, and industry development. The last one, entrepreneurship and business skill. With the rise of independent music teachers and small music schools, educators may need to develop strong business skills, marketing strategies, and entrepreneurial abilities to effectively manage and grow their private music educational practices. overall, the future of private music education practice is likely to be dynamic with opportunities for innovation, collaboration, and for growth, adapting to changing technologies and educational trends while maintaining a commitment to high quality instruction and student-centered learning will be key for music educators in the evolving landscape of private musical education. So the future is bright. So especially with the digitalization of the whole thing. So I imagine students that they want a one-on-one thing. They want to engage so much in the technological aspect of it, development of the softwares, the apps. So these are increasing every day. So with this, the future looks very bright for PP education.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate the fact that you were careful to emphasize the definition around music education, PP music education.
Yes.
Does PP does it not apply to professionals too? I'm a pianist. Do I have PP practice as well? I'm a violinist. I'm a researcher. Do I have PP practice as well?
Yes. You know, just as I told you, you see, once you are, for example, you are engaged in a structured environment, for example, in a university or in any institution, your practice, your skill, your professionalism will always be needed privately. You understand? So in this private practice is the PP. So I don't care who you are, whether you are a pianist, whether you are a violinist, whether you're a researcher, whether you are, once you are into delivery of information, delivery of knowledge, once you are in the sales of knowledge, you will always be needed. Now, you will be needed privately. So I don't care whether you're a pianist or violinist or you're a researcher, you will always be needed. It's now left to you to now understand the how you'll be needed, how you can engage yourself, how you can position yourself for the business aspect, so that you being needed will lead to, you have to commercialize what you have, and in commercializing what you have, you're increasing your financial capability.
Thank you, Robert.
Yes.
I want to believe some of our followers have questions for Mr. Ezekiel Adedoyin. So please, let's come up with our questions now so that we can trash this as well. I've really been having a wonderful time with him. The man came loaded with so much for us. We're going to make a book out of his submissions today. So, question from our followers, from our friends online.